What is going on, my peoples? Welcome back to the channel, and today I want to talk to you guys about a topic that has been around my head for a few days now, and it's bothering me a little bit. So I'm here to ask you guys your opinion. So please comment below. What do you think about Hot Toys listening to the community? One of the things I like to do besides collecting is play video games, and I've played many video games that developers are like, here's the game, there you go, play it. If you don't like it, well, too bad, because the game is already done. But there are other games that the developers include the community, and the community is heavily involved in the development of the game. Games like Warframe, even Battlefield, they listen to community feedback and they apply those changes to the game, therefore resulting on a better game altogether at the end, and then the enjoyment of the consumers who are paying for your game. Over here, I think Hot Toys should do the same. I think Hot Toys should listen to the community, and they should do the appropriate changes without then being affected that benefits everybody. And one of those changes that I want to see some figures get done. Figures like this one right here. This was teased by Hot Toys. As you can see, it says Hot Toys all over the place. This is the ancient one from Doctor Strange. One of the figures that I've been looking for the most. This was teased a long time ago by Hot Toys, but they have not come to do it. That is including, that basically see there is the Doctor Strange base, and she doesn't have a face. And I don't know what's the problem with this figure, why Hot Toys hasn't released it. I don't think that Tilda Swinton likeness is difficult to get, but they just have not released it. I love my faith already on this figure. I don't think we're gonna get it. But my question would be, I think Hot Toys should clear like a platform like Instagram or Twitter or their own website or something like that, and create polls like, there's a Doctor Strange movie coming out, right? And then they say, and like, what characters would you like to see, and done in a Hot Toys form, and there will people will click like, oh, I will totally buy this, I will totally buy that. Obviously you cannot go by what people would say, but you can use that as a meter to whatever people are saying. You can start, testing the waters to see for what people say they're gonna do and for they do at the end. And this is one of the figures that, if you can see here, there's demand for this figure. Another company came out and do it. Granted, it's not Tilda Swinton's likeness because they don't have the rights for the character, therefore their production is cheaper than Hot Toys. But if they can do it, and they can put it out there, and there's people buying this figure because it looks good, it's a character that people want to have in their collection, I think Hot Toys should think on getting this character out of the door, and people's gonna buy it. Maybe now it's a little bit too late because the movie came out a long time ago. I would personally still buy it. I don't know about other people. I think she will look amazing next to Doctor Strange. With the yellow outfit, and Doctor Strange with his blue outfit. And the other guy I want to talk about is this guy right here. And the same company put him out. It's Caecilius. And if you can see, he has an orange outfit, which will totally look cool. All the contrast with all the colors. And he has one of the best head sculpts that I have seen from a third-party company. This guy right here, they really knocked it out of the park with this figure. Another guy that I would like to see is Mordo. Why are all these 3 characters plus Doctor Strange, 4 characters, maybe not one, right? Don't give me one, but these 4 characters should have been on the Doctor Strange lineup. What happened? Why we didn't get these characters? I would have bought them, all 4 of them. And I think the Hot Toys is afraid to put out these characters and no one's gonna buy them. And I think that if they develop some sort of system, a poll system. People would vote, hey, I would totally get a Mordo, I will totally get an Asian one. Then they could go and see the numbers of the people who are voting and who really wants the figure. And if they achieve the amount they require for them to, hey, let's pay this guy to get his likeness and pay whatever it is that we have to pay so we can get this figure out the door, license, and then you listen to the community feedback, you put it out the door, and then you can see the results. You can see how many people really like the figure, really bought the figure, how many people said they were going to buy it and at the end up buying it. Maybe you did more, maybe you did less. You can test the waters this way to see what figures can you put out by listening to the community, if they're truthful to what they're saying they are going to do at the end. Obviously, you will have to put a good product out, because if you promise, hey, I'm going to do a Mortar, but I don't know how it looks, and then the product is really bad, then it's going to be disappointing, not going to buy it. But knowing Hot Toys, it's really difficult for them to put something bad out. So I would blindly go to the poll and say yes for a figure that I really, really, really want. I would even put money down, like a small down, for them to start producing the figure, like a Kickstarter campaign or something like that. This is the ultimate figure of what I'm talking about here. I did a video about the figures that I want and we're not getting, and this obviously make the cut along with all the others that I just mentioned here. Why the hell we didn't get a Jello jacket? I don't know if it's this. As you can see here, this was shown on Sideshow. Like we were this close from getting this figure, and at the end something happened, something that we don't know, and everything went down, and we still don't have a Jello jacket, and we probably never will. What the hell happened? It would be great if Hot Toys could be transparent with us and give us a reason. I mean, they don't have to, but it would be really nice just to know, like, oh, there was a licensing problem, or I don't know. I mean, in this figure, it would be great to have the guy's face, but you don't even need to. His face is completely covered by a helmet, so you can put out this figure, like you put this right here. It doesn't need a face sculpt, just a helmet, and I would have been super happy. I would still buy it today. I don't know what happened. I would love to know, but I think that maybe they were afraid because he's a villain and people was not going to be into him. In my opinion, he looks cool. People love villains, and he would have sold out. Honestly, even more so now, because now we have a second Ant-Man and we're going for the third Ant-Man, but we only have a single Jello jacket and we don't even have him because they never put it out. So I think if Hot Toys would have been afraid, if that would have been the problem, like, hey, we're going to produce this figure and no one's going to buy it. If that was the case, if you do a poll and thousands of people, if not millions, say, hey, like, we really want this figure, they could just put it out without fear and people's gonna buy it regardless. I just did a video a couple of days ago about the figures that we're gonna get out of Black Panther. I discarded and say no about most of the figure. This was one of the figures that I really wanted Hot Toys to make. And I say that yes, they're gonna make it, but I'm shaking right here, thinking, are they going to make it? And I think this figure can highly benefit from what I'm saying. If we could go somewhere, every time there's a movie coming out that Hot Toys get the license for that movie, we could go out and they could pull the poll. We can go there and like, hey, I really want Ulysses Claw. Hey, I really want Okoye, or any figure you want for any particular movie. And you see thousands of people with the same trending. Hot Toys should listen to us and say like, hey, there's a lot of people that want this figure, and we should listen to them and we should get to it to see what happens, to see if we can get something out of it. This is a figure that was announced last year at Comic-Con, and it's been a long time. We haven't got the official pre-order yet. I don't know what's going on with official. I think we're gonna get it. Hopefully we're gonna get it. And but yeah, this is the kind of thing that you don't know. You see the figure and then you're like in a limbo state that you don't know if it's coming or not. But I you know, I'm 95% to 100% sure that we're gonna be getting this figure. And this is another figure that it was announced at Comic-Con together with the Loki that we just saw. And this is a great figure, and I am going to be getting this figure. But this is another thing that Hot Toys could use that poll that I'm talking about, and to ask us, hey, would you like this figure or this incarnation of the character, or would you like this other one? That you can put it out. You can have the two. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind have the two different characters, the same character with the two different outfits. Like you can buy it on this outfit, you can buy it on the other outfit, whatever you like, or you can have the best one. I prefer this outfit, but they went with the other one. Let's just say that the entire community votes for the other one, and I am left alone with all the two sad guys wanting this outfit, and we never get it. But the majority of people already voted for the other guy, and I will be content with that, because come on, they're not gonna make a figure for me. They're gonna make a figure for the masses, for the people who's gonna be behind the big bucks. Okay, and I understand they are a company and they should totally do that, and I will get that other figure. I don't care. I want a Valkyrie. If it's not this rendition, this is the rendition that I want, I would totally get the other Valkyrie. But if we could vote, we could let them know which one we want, and I would totally get to know this is the one that I want. But we don't have that option. And here's the thing. Black Panther. Everybody was complaining about Black Panther, that he should have come with the Bossman head sculpt, right? And he didn't. I think Hot Toys didn't put it out the head sculpt because they had to pay extra for the likeness, so they could get away with this, not including the head sculpt, only the helmet, and they had to pay less. You're gonna buy the figure regardless. I would like to know on the comments below if you skip this figure just because it didn't have the Bossman Chadwick face sculpt. Because I got it. I got this figure and I love it. I think it's a great figure. It would have been great for a figure that has no accessories whatsoever, only hands and a stand, to come with another accessory, which one of the best accessories that a figure can have, which is an optional face sculpt, and you can have the helmet. He's going to be holding the helmet. That would have been an amazing display, but they didn't. They went the easy route. But if we could go to vocal, we could have let them know, hey, we really want this, and they could have listened to us. They don't have to do what we say, but they can listen to us, and they could up to work in what we're saying towards in favors or against. But it would be great to listen to your community. Another thing is the Hawkeye's unsightly arm. Like, people like plastic arm, people like rubber arms, and some people like double jointed plastic arms. And my question to you is, which one you like? Which one do you purchase or did not purchase Hawkeye just because of this arm? It was completely wrong, and you're skipping it because there's already two other Hawkeyes out there, and there's another Hawkeye coming on, and God knows how many other Hawkeyes are coming our way. So you skip this one because of that feature that could have been easily resolved in another way if you would have listened to the community. Because the thing is, when you put out these figures, like Drax here, you put out these figures, you put it out a year before you're actually sending it to the public, right? So you're like, hey, here's the prototypes, this is what we're gonna go for. So when people see this figure, they start commenting everywhere. They comment on YouTube, they comment on Facebook. Is that getting to Hot Toys' ears? Are they taking our comments into account? Is what I really want to get here. Because this could have been easily avoided. These skinny Drax with skinny arms and a very straight back. He shouldn't have a broader back. And we didn't get that. We got this skinny Drax that mostly people are disappointed in after we waited for a long time to get this Drax. And it could have been easily avoided if we implement something like I'm trying to tell you guys on this video. And one of the examples of the things that Hot Toys I think is listening a little bit to the community is trying to put accessories out. And one of the things that mostly the old-time Hot Toys collectors are always complaining about that, oh, Hot Toys are not bringing accessories like they used to, like back in the days, like, I don't know, Winter Soldier or you name it. But there are figures like Superman, like T'Challa, that they don't come with anything, just a few hands and stand, and that's it, there's your figure. But people's always complaining about that. And here's Hot Toys, because we need to, back in the days, figures used to be cheaper, right? And they are slowly getting more expensive and more expensive when less accessories, and people are not happy about that, especially, again, long-time collectors. But the truth is that everything is getting more expensive, and these figures are top of the line figures. The likeness is just unparalleled to any other figure you can add. There's no competition here. They are only competing against themselves. Every head sculpt they put out is just better than the previous one, and just they're competing against themselves, and they're really good at it. So obviously they're gonna go up in price, but at the same time they're giving us a choice here. They're like, okay, I'm gonna give you all of this, but on top of that, if you're willing to pay just a little bit more money, I'm gonna give you even more accessories so you can accessorize the figure as you've been asking me for, right? And the accessories that they're putting out, they're not something that you need to have. Like, come on, for example, Spider-Man here, he comes with a hoodie, with a jacket, and with the Vulture helmet. You don't need none of that. I mean, you might want it, because, for example, I pre-ordered it like this. I pre-ordered the Deluxe edition because I think it's really cool to have all that, but you don't need it. They're giving you a second head sculpt here included on the regular version. I think that's fair. They're not forcing your hand behind your back to buy the Deluxe version. There's just a little bit more money, a little bit more accessories that you can opt out or in, depending if you want them or not. Same here with Jandu. They're giving you everything you need. They're giving you the arrow, they're giving you the knife, they're giving you swappable fin. But if you want to put a little bit more money down, they're gonna give you the cage, they're gonna give you the jetpack, and they're gonna give you a gun for Rocket. So do you want the jetpack? Do you want the cage? You might not be interested on the jetpack, or you might not even have Rocket, which you probably do if you're getting Jandu. But you might not even like that gun or the cage. So you can just, like, you know what, I'm not interested. But you're getting, if you're willing to put a little bit more money down, you're getting more out of the figure. And I think this is a fantastic way to test the waters and to see what people like. But it would be great if you could let them know, hey, this is what we want. This is what we want as an exclusive. This is why we don't want the cage, we want something else, right? So they can hear what the community wants. And this is an example here. This is kind of, in my opinion, they were forcing my hand. I don't know about your hand, but my hand was forced behind my back when I saw this minigun, which it looks completely amazing, and I really had to get this just because of that minigun. The other thing that comes in the Deluxe version here is this closed mouth head sculpt, which why would you use that if you have the yellow one over here, which is really really good and a masterpiece. And but there you go. So how to I think here they're listening a little bit to the community, to we want more accessories, and they're like, okay, sure, you want more accessories, when you're gonna have to pay for it. And so they're gonna see if people are like, okay, fine, I'm gonna pay for them, or like, you know what, no, keep your second head sculpt, keep your minigun, I don't want none of that, I just want the figure as basic as possible because I'm really trying to save money over here. And all this talk is because I really want this guy again. I am so looking forward for this guy. What do we have to do, Hot Toys? I know you're not listening. I know this channel is not even big enough, but what can we do to get this guy done? I really want a DX. Charge me, I don't care, I will pay. I want this guy done by Hot Toys. And this is one of the guys that it could have been easily done by Hot Toys, and it would have been one of the best figures they will ever put out. Look at this. This is him without the wings. Obviously, if they put him like this without the wings and there's no wings attached, I will be super mad because I really want these wings. He looks incredibly badass with the wings. And I think one of the problems that Hot Toys has with this figure is one of the problems could be having the Michael Keaton's face, but we can easily solve that problem by not having Michael Keaton's face. You can just give us the Vulture with the helmeted version. People's gonna complain and bitch about it. Hey, we really want Michael Keaton, but you don't have to do it. If you put it out like this, people's gonna buy it regardless. And you can put out that on the poll, like, hey, would you buy Vulture without Michael Keaton's face? I mean, there's, so you just ask, and people shall tell. And people are like, are you willing to pay a little bit more for Michael Keaton's face, or are you willing to pay a little bit less without the Michael Keaton's face? Just ask around. People will give you the feedback that you need to put out the product that you want. And the other thing is that, as you can see here on this picture, Vulture's wings are gigantic, and it will be super difficult. It will be really expensive to get these wings done. But through the magic of the films, we can do stuff like this. As you can see here, the wings are collapsed. And these wings right here are totally doable, completely doable. If Hot Toys were to give me this Vulture right here with the wingspan, as you see here on this picture, which is, I would have loved to have like the super huge wingspan, but this is a credible wingspan. This is a doable wingspan, and I am willing to settle for this. If Hot Toys were to give me this, I would buy it in an instant without Michael Keaton's face, without anything else. Just give me this and I will be super happy. If you can include like a little stand so I can stand the wings on the back and then have him on the front without the wings attached, that would have been amazing as well. Throw a dynamic stand and I'll be a happy camper. So what do you think about all this? What do you think about all this rambling that I've been doing here? Do you think that Hot Toys should listen to us? Do you think they should put out a poll and listen to the community? Are they doing that? And I am completely oblivious that it's happening, because if they're already doing it, I want to go there, because I want to be really vocal about a few things that I have in my mind to see if they listen and they finally give us a Vulture. So I want to know down in the comments below, do you want a Vulture? Are you willing to pay a very good price for this Vulture? Are you willing to pay a DX price from the DX line that I'm trying to go there so they can get back the money they're going to invest in, you know, creating all these beautiful wings? It's going to be complicated. Are you willing to pay for that? Or you're like, you know what, I'm better off without it? What do you think about that? I would like to know on the comments below. You guys know my stand. I love this figure, and I will pay like a ridiculous amount of money for it. I am not swimming in money. On the complete opposite. I will save every penny for years. I don't care until I get this guy, if Hot Toys decides to put it out. So let me know in the comments below, and don't be a stranger on the channel. Be around.